15 things I no longer buy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. I am having such a good hair day today, so I was like, let's sit down and record a few YouTube videos. Very excited. If you've been following me on Instagram and things for a while, you probably know that I've had a bit of a sustainability journey, and as I've learned more about living sustainably, living consciously, I've also decreased the number of things I own. So I thought I'd do a quick video around 15 things that I no longer spend my money on. Basically, my sustainability journey started quite a while ago, but I think it really kicked in when I watched the documentary that David Attenborough put out about the way the planet's gonna go if we don't change our ways. And it really hit me because I love travel, and seeing the things that he has seen in his life really inspire me. And I'm like, imagine not having that for not even the next generation, but like our own generation. And while I think the whole, the economy and other industries and things need to play their part, I think as individuals we can play our part as well. And one of the big things that's changed in me is my consumerism attitude towards life. So I don't buy a lot of clothes and things at all anymore, but there is actually 15 specific things that I've just stopped buying these days. So let's get into it. One thing that I used to use all the time that I never use anymore is makeup remover pads. Like, the little packets you can get, and you get the individual makeup remover wipes that you throw out. I don't get them anymore. I don't need them. I just use the Savia Co makeup remover pads that are reusable, sustainable. You just use them as many times as you want and then put them into your washing machine and then use them again. So they're really great. One thing I used to use when I was using a toner on my face or anything was those single-use cotton pads. I don't use them anymore. I just use my fingers, or I use reusable pads that I then put into the wash again as well. The third thing that I don't use anymore and I don't spend money on is makeup remover. I use oil or I use water and I damp the makeup remover pad that I reuse, but I do not go and purchase a makeup remover to then use on my face. The fourth thing that I don't use anymore, or I don't spend money on because I realize it's just not me, I don't spend money on buying jewelry because I'm not a jewelry person. I don't think about what jewelry I should pull out and style with pieces. I really did want to become a jewelry person, but I realized I just have a few staples. Like, I'm always wearing this ring. I usually have a bracelet on, which is not on at the moment. I've got earrings on, and that's pretty much it. So I just go ahead with that. I've got a few staples in my wardrobe of bigger earrings and smaller earrings that I kind of just mix and match. They're not always in style, they're not always in trend, but it's kind of just what I go for. The fifth thing that I don't spend money on anymore is paying to get my eyebrows done. Now, you might notice my eyebrows are pretty crap at the moment. I just haven't done it in a while, but I normally just dermaplane now, and I just look after my own shape. So I know how to thread myself. So I might just thread the insides or I pluck them, and I just dermaplane my eyebrows and my whole face actually. But I just don't spend money on getting my eyebrows done anymore. But this is not a money thing. I think it's more a time thing. Going in and waiting for my turn, I literally just don't have the time for it. So I'm like, let's just clean it up myself. But along with this, the other thing I don't spend money on is getting my nails done. I still work in healthcare, so it means that I can't always have my nails done because I can't do all the fun, quirky things that I'd want to do with my nails. So I'm like, may as well just keep them clean and keep them healthy. I feel like not having done anything to my nails for a very long time, they stay very healthy and very strong. So I think my nails look really nice, and I just don't get them done. The next thing that I don't spend money on anymore is my Netflix subscription. I have gotten rid of all my streaming services. I only had the one. I had Netflix. I had Stan for a little while, but I got rid of that pretty quickly. But I got rid of Netflix because I don't have time to watch TV, and when I do have downtime, I like to spend that time reading. So I realized there's just no point having Netflix. I literally have a TV in my room. So I'm like, this is so crazy because I have not turned this TV on for such a long time. It's just so crazy. But I just don't spend money on Netflix. I don't think there's much value in it for me. Whenever I'm watching TV or a movie, I find that I end up flicking through my phone all the time and I'm not paying attention. So I'm like, may as well do something where I'm a bit more mindful. The other thing that I don't spend money on anymore at all is fast fashion. I have learned to reuse pretty much everything in my wardrobe and I've really decluttered my wardrobe as well. So I love mixing and matching the stuff that I already have, and I really try not to buy anything that's fast fashion anymore. I definitely used to be one of those girls that would scroll through the internet to look at what I wanted to buy off Boohoo and other brands, and I used to be the person that wore one thing once and never wore it again because I already wore it to an event once. I still have some of those things, so I still style it here and there, but I just don't buy anything new from these websites. Another thing I just don't spend money on anymore, but I used to spend a lot of money on, was souvenirs. So if you know me at all, you know that I absolutely love traveling, but the one thing that I realized was a bit pointless for me was buying souvenirs. I take photos everywhere and I keep these photos. I literally back them up in folders so I know which memories are what. And I'm like, what is the point in having this souvenir that takes up space? I don't have a spot for it yet, and it's just sitting there in a cupboard. I've literally got boxes and boxes of memory boxes that are not out and about. I do love these items, but there's just no point in me adding more stuff that I just don't need. I have those memories in here. My memory's not great, but I think with the photos and some of the memories, it really does store, and I don't have to have an item to reflect that. The next thing I just don't buy anymore is physical books. I used to be so against getting a Kindle because I thought it takes away from the feeling of reading a physical book. But what I realized is when I finish a book and I don't have another book with me, I get so frustrated, and with the Kindle, I can just purchase another book really quickly. It also means it's portable and it's with me at all times. So I love the feeling of a real physical book and turning the pages and reading it. But I realized for me, and being out and about all the time, it's easier to have my Kindle with me, and it's that instant gratification of being able to purchase a book and read it straight away rather than purchasing it and waiting for it to arrive. So I just don't buy books anymore because I am a fan of my Kindle now, even though I was so skeptical at the start. One thing that I literally have never spent money on, it's not even something that I no longer buy, it's something that I've just never spent money on, is bottled water. I always have a bottle of water with me. I recently purchased a Frank Green bottle because I actually keep my bottle with me at all times, and I was like, yes, it's a little bit splurgy, but it's a pretty nice bottle. Green's my favorite color, and I actually drink from it all the time, so I may as well get myself a nice bottle. But yeah, so I always drink 2 liters of water, and I always have a liter bottle with me, so I know when I drink 2 of that bottle, I've drank my water for the day. One thing I try to avoid buying at all costs, or as much as I can, is a takeaway coffee cup. I also have my Frank Green coffee cup that I take with me usually when I go out to grab a coffee, and that's usually with me in my work bag as well. Sometimes it's not, and that's when I always get caught out when I get a coffee, but usually I have my keep cup with me, so I can take that with me when I go grab a coffee. But yeah, I just don't buy takeaway coffee cups as much anymore. I try not to buy it ever, but sometimes. This one might be a little bit tricky for a lot of people, and everyone has their own views around it, but I don't buy any pads or tampons anymore. I use my reusable menstrual cup, and I think the brand that I have is the Diva cup, and I absolutely love it. But the first time I tried, it was a nightmare. I thought I'd lost it in my body, which you can't actually do, but I genuinely thought I did, and I couldn't get it out, and it was just a bit of a mess. But after that, we have learnt, and I'm actually really good at it, and I find it so easy because it allows me to go swimming whenever I want. It allows me to join in pretty much every activity. I literally don't even feel that I am on my period when I'm wearing the menstrual cup, and it just works really well. So I don't buy single-use pads and tampons any longer. Another thing I just don't buy anymore is single-use cleaning products. I love my Zero Co products. I am a massive fan of Zero Co. I've loved them from the start. I was one of the people who put in the money before they even started, where they needed a number of people that pledged, and I've loved them since, and my whole family's onto it now as well, so I absolutely love their products. And yeah, I just don't buy single-use cleaning products and bathroom products anymore because I buy Zero Co products, and you can just buy satchels that you refill and send them back to them, and they will recycle the packets as well. So they're absolutely great, and I love every single one of their products. The last one that I just don't buy anymore is stationery. I love stationery. I love organizing. I love all of that, but I realize I just don't use it. I use my laptop more than anything else. I use my phone, all my organizations on there. I love writing things down, but all I need is a black pen. I do like colors and everything, but I realize that making it pretty takes away from productivity for me personally. I may as well get it all out there and keep going with my work. So I just don't buy stationery anymore. I do have a workbook that I keep with me most of the time, and I do have my diary, which has all my to-dos on there. But apart from that, I just don't have stationery, and I have no reason to buy stationery. And yeah, so I don't think there's any point for me to buy stationery. It's something that I just don't buy anymore. So those were my 15 things that I just no longer buy. On my journey of minimalism, sustainability, and living consciously, I think there'll be more and more things that come out and more things that I just don't subscribe to anymore. But so far, those are the things that I can think of that I just no longer use. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit of fun to create, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you enjoy my videos and you'd like to see more, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.